Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're finally getting into some fall nail sets. It's not too crazy to start yet, is it? Either way, we're doing it. So in today's nail set, I'm incorporating some trendy sweater nail art and 3D flowers. So if you like the sound of that, then definitely keep on watching. I just used these nail tips in my previous video. Check it out if you haven't yet. So these are the Jofe Fashion Long Coffin nail tips. They come with many sizes, even half sizes, so that you can get the perfect fit. So starting off, I'm applying some base coat. I like to use Beetle's foundation for this, so I'm just adding a thin layer. For my base, I'm planning to go in with the usual D&D's Take a Vow since these are going to be French tips. I am planning to apply 2 layers of this. For the French tips, I couldn't really decide what colors I was going to use. I thought that I wanted to do each nail different, like different colors, but of course, like within this fall kind of scheme. But I decided that I was going to do a pattern pretty much. So I'm starting off with this kind of darkish jelly red. It is from Born Pretty's Cozy Hearth Jelly Collection. So I'm putting some down on my nail palette, and I am going to use a nail art brush to go ahead and paint my French tips on. I definitely wanted to increase the opacity of these, so I am going over it with the brush from the bottle, and I'm just going to do another thin layer on top. This is also from Born Pretty's Cozy Hearth collection. I really love this collection because it has a ton of fall colors, and so this is the perfect collection to have for the fall. But I'm going to be putting, again, some down on my palette, and then I'm going to start on the middle fingernail. Next, I'm applying this nice fall green. I love these kind of greens, but I feel like they look funny with my skin tone, honestly, personally. But I'm going to do another French tip, of course. So doing the same process, basically. I'm using the same gel polish from earlier to go back and do my pinky in that red jelly kind of color, and then I'm also going to do the thumb in that same green color. Next, I plan to do a couple of random 3D flowers. So I'm using this Kaida sculpting gel from Amazon. I'll be sure to link it as well. But I'm just going to pull a small piece, like a really small piece out, and I'm going to roll it into a ball and then place it onto the nail wherever I want it to be. Please don't mind my gloves. I think they're turning colors because of my nail stand. I think the color is just rubbing off onto my gloves. And so every time that I film, my gloves look discolored. And I realized that that is why. Once I've got them placed where I want, I'm using a silicone tool to kind of push the gel to the center of the flower, and that's going to help really create the petal kind of look. I meant to place it more to the edge of the nail, but it didn't come out that way, so I just ended up adding another petal. I've got these gold caviar beads that I can add to the center, so I'm just applying one of those. I feel like gold goes really well with this nail set instead of silver, so that's what I went with. But again, I'm going to be making another flower to go on the index fingernail. I did want it to be a little bit off center, so if it doesn't look in the center, that is why I purposely did that. Honestly, though, I wish I would have turned the flower a little bit just so that it's not so straight. But either way, I think it still turned out pretty cute. At this point, I decided I was going to top coat the nail because I do want to get started on my sweater nail design. So in order to get that sleek sweater look, I basically have to top coat the nails that I plan to do it on. Not only that, but I'm just top coating every nail because I'm pretty much done, even with the ones that aren't getting, the sweater design. I'm pretty much done adding stuff onto it. So yeah, I'm just going to top coat these really quickly. So for this sweater nail design, you're going to want to take the same color that you have down. So I have this jelly kind of orangey or I guess salmon color. And I'm just going to start painting on the lines of my sweater. So I like to do just vertical lines because I feel like those look really good. And I honestly was a little lazy and didn't feel like doing the little zigzags or hearts or anything. So yeah, I'm just going to paint on several vertical lines and then I'm going to go around the smile line and trace that. You don't want to cure this yet or anything because we are going to go in with some acrylic powder and dust some of that onto the top of the nail and it needs something to stick to. So definitely do not cure it just yet. At this point, I have my Mia Secret clear acrylic powder. You're going to want clear, or you're going to want a color that's closest to the gel polish that you used, because if you use anything else, it's going to look crazy. And I'm just using a cuticle pusher to really cover the nail and make sure that I get all of the gel polish covered so that it looks okay. And then I'm going to kind of lightly tap off the nail, and then we can cure it under the lamp for 30 seconds. Once that's cured, you can take a brush and just dust off the nail, and at this point you should see a nice sweater nail design. So I plan to do this on all of the nails that do not have a 3D flower on them. So the thumb, the middle finger, and the pinky finger are what I'm going to be focusing on now. I felt like the sweater nails needed a little more, so I'm just adding a caviar bead and a cute little pearl to go on each one around the cuticle area. This is the finished fall nail set. What do you guys think? Do we love this? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.